Okay, I think we're recording. Okay, well, good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, June 20th already, and we were just discussing that it's already, summer's flying by in such a hurry. So anyway, I hope that you're enjoying your Saturday, and we are going to continue with Saturday mornings, but we may change the time to be a little earlier so that people can get out and enjoy the summer days. So stay tuned to that. But today I wanted to come to you. So whether you're live on the call or you're watching the recording, I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about this words matter, okay, and sharing your story. And so some of you may or may not see or know, but the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission, which is the regulator of all marketing, right? So they regulate really, I think, just like all corporations and companies, and they are kind of a watchdog, right? And so they are kind of cracking down and on how things are said, how they're presented in today's world. And in our company, we've always been very, very, well, let's face it, we have done the research so that we don't have to rely on testimonials, right? So they're watching, and in today's world with video and social media and everything, you can assume that everything that you ever say ever in the world has the capability of being recorded. So even to the point where if you were just, on a one-on-one conversation, now everything is being recorded in the world, right? And so what that means for you and I don't want you guys to like be alarmed by this, because I already feel like our team does a very good job at not making product claims or income claims. And that's really where they're at. So our company has always done a good job at that, but we just want to make sure even more so now, because again, the FTC is kind of out there really, really scouring. And I think it probably has to do with COVID. And so they're watching to make sure that people are not taking advantage, because unfortunately there are, well, in every business, not just our business, but in every business, there are people that will exaggerate things, people that will take advantage, corporations, companies that will take advantage of opportunities and situations, right? And so our company has always been like fly high under the radar. We want to shout Juice Plus from the rooftops, but we also we don't want to like say and do things that will draw negative attention to us. So I'm going to get right into this. And I just want you guys to know that our company has always been just always watching everything that's going on out in the world that we don't even know about. And they're always doing things for our protection, right? For our company and for you as a representative. And so if you think about our vision statement that Jay Martin put in place long ago, it's to build a stable and lasting, so those two words, stable and lasting company that will help as many people as possible realize their dreams. So in order to do that, we, again, fly high under the radar. So I'm going to share with you today a PowerPoint from corporate that they just want us to just be more mindful of. Again, I think our team has always done a great job with this, but it's our job, it's my job, first of all, to pass this along to you guys. And then it's our job collectively to watch out there. Maybe you're not saying something goofy or weird, like Juice Plus cures everything and anything, and you can be a millionaire without working, right? But there might be somebody out there saying something that you run across in social media. And honestly, it's our job to kind of nip that in the bud, so to speak. So if you see something and you don't know them and you don't want to like private message them and say, hey, might want to like check your social media posts, just reach out to me and let me know who they are. So I can either address it or I can send it to corporate and say, hey, you might want to just, check this person out. Because the last thing we want is the FTC to be coming down on us. We just don't want that. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm going to go through this PowerPoint again. Just know that everything that they're saying to us is for our good. And so again, we just want to make sure that we're applying best practices here. So, okay, so this is from the company, and this is their compliance best practices. So I'm just going to kind of read through this. Okay, so Juice Plus, this is what we can say. Juice Plus helps bridge the gap between the nutrition you consume and the nutrition you need. So promotion of Juice Plus brand should be centered around this branded position and supporting science. Product claims based on personal experience can put the brand and company at regulatory risk. So again, they're not saying you can't share your story, but there are certain trigger words that we want to just avoid. Okay, so when sharing your personal product story, and you guys, listen, I've been doing this for 16 years. So I might have to rethink and rewrite some of my story. As a matter of fact, there are some words that I've used in here that I'm having to kind of, replace. So when sharing your personal story, it's important to remember that words matter. Positioning your story with words like improved or helped is best practice, avoiding absolutes like cured, prevented, and stopped. Obviously, I think we know that. So I've always taught our team to not use words like never, because we can't say that, right? I no longer catch colds. Well, that's an absolute claim, and we can't really say that. You can say I have fewer colds. And maybe it is true that you've not had a cold since you've been on Juice Plus, but the minute you say that, right, and then your customer gets a cold, then what happens? Their belief just goes out the window, first of all. And then they say, well, you said, oh, you never get colds, and I thought I would never get a cold anymore. Well, obviously, that's a really silly exaggeration, but we just can't make those claims. So we don't make medical claims because people are different. So here's a disclaimer that comes from the company. So if you, when you're doing a presentation, so you're either on Facebook or in social media or even in person, when we get back to doing that, you just throw this disclaimer in there, because this kind of covers it all. And we've always taken this position. So this is nothing really new. It's just that right now, and maybe it's probably just because there's a little bit of a hotbed going on, is that, they're a little bit cracking down on this. So this is what we can say. And thank goodness, aren't we so thankful that our company did put clinical research in place long before we would ever need it. So, so additional disclaimer, we don't make medical claims, but we can say that if you flood your body with good nutrition, there's a good chance you'll get a good health result. So you could say, you don't have to say it exactly like that, but obviously, doesn't it make sense that if you put that many, fruits and vegetables and nutrition from that many fruits and vegetables in your body, that, it's going to do something good. And here's what the research says. But here's what softens the impact of your story, okay, is when you combine it with eating right, exercising, drinking water, and reducing stress, because they are all a factor in our health income or outcomes. So like our core 4, right? So just think of that. I know when I share my story, I said this was a catalyst right? It's the one simple change that got us on the road to making more changes. You know, I slowly made changes in our pantry. I slowly made changes in my diet, which made me want to exercise more, right? So all of those things, and when you add something like that into your story, it helps soften. So, additional disclaimer, Juice Plus helps feed the body with plant nutrition. The body, well, we just saw that. Okay. So, the reference guide, the research guide is where we can get our absolutes from. Okay. So again, remember the company did all the work for us. So anything written from the company is a really good idea to use, right? So we can incorporate our own personal story, but then when you use some of the written material from the company, then you know you've got a solid foundation for your story. Okay, so it's important to remember that a claim made to sell a product should be based in science, yay for Juice Plus, and not in someone's personal product experience. The Juice Plus company has invested millions in research to substantiate efficacy and effectiveness of the Juice Plus brand. And I always say that. I say, here's what's really cool about Juice Plus is that because they did all the research, you know that it's effective, right? We don't have to guess. We don't have to guess what Juice Plus is going to do in the body. And then, you know, the other part of it is that it's safe because we have the NSA certification. So it's effective and safe. Pretty cool. And let's just keep it simple like that, right? Okay, so Juice Plus here, we're going to go into the opportunity. So it's a part-time consumer-to-consumer business model. We pay consumers of our products, like ourselves, to share Juice Plus brands with other consumers. The Juice Plus business is a simple, low-cost way to earn supplemental income. So basically what they're saying here, let me get to this next part. Income claims must be framed as a part-time. References to full-time income potential or opportunity elevates regulatory risk without the appropriate earnings summary disclosure. Okay, so here's the summary disclosure from the company. Now, one thing is if you notice, this is from 2018. So this is not, this doesn't actually, the numbers aren't updated with the new compensation plan. So actually these numbers will probably be a little higher. But they have to get it like probably a 6 to 8 month earnings summaries before they can actually do like an average and update this slide. So they will be doing that as soon as they get those numbers in, when we have a longer period of time that we've been paid on the new compensation plan. But if you look at this, this is basically the earnings summary, which is also a good idea to have in your business presentations. And what they really look at is if you can see the majority of our team members are in these three upper categories, and they even have the old position titles in here. But our partners, our partner pluses, and our QSCs are the ones that actually are the majority of our paychecks and earnings partners. So that's why they want us to stay in that part-time earnings summary. And you know what? That is so cool, because here's the thing. Don't we promise that this is a great way to earn part-time income, and you can do a little or a lot. You can do whatever you want with this business. And if you look down here, really less than 1% actually earn as a national marketing director. And if you think about this, these are average incomes from everyone. So from the very top earner, which, you know, makes millions, but there are very, very few of those, right? Down to the partner who actually never even got off the ground, maybe never even put an order in. So the earnings are from all the average, but they just want us to stay in this sweet spot of this part-time income, because honestly, that's where the majority of our reps. And so we have to speak to the masses, right? The majority are there. It's not that everybody can't get here. It's just that not everybody wants to or will, because they just, yeah, because of the effort, right? Okay, so over promoting success is a no-no. So, obviously we don't want to be misleading, right? So truthful income testimonials made by top earners are likely to be misleading because of their earnings are not typical. Less than 1% of partners earn the top position of direct selling compensation plans. Again, it's not that everybody can't, it's just that they don't want to. This is just it's a really, really, most people use this as a part-time income earnings. Okay, so supplemental income is an acceptable way to describe the income benefits of Juice Plus business model. The promotion of one's lifestyle has become the new income claim. This type of claim today is scrutinized just as heavily as income claims. So they're really cracking down on people who are over exaggerating. This is not us, by the way, you guys. You have to know that this really is not us. There may be one or two people that ever did this, but we can't make claims like our Juice Plus business afforded us to buy a new car, purchase a vacation home, retire your spouse. It's viewed as the same as making an income claim. Now, let me tell you, there are a lot of people that have done this with their Juice Plus income. So it may be true. It may be true. We just have to say it in a better way. So these are the better ways. The promotion of why you're working this business is a better way to have the lifestyle conversation. So maybe you say, my supplemental income has afforded us to make ends meet, where we had more month at the end of our money. Now we're able to, make the month meet better, or to say yes more often to my kids, and then you could maybe say, we get to, let her join the elite skating club or something like that. Say yes more often is a great way to say, why you're doing this business. Create a better life for my family. That's what I was after, right? And want more time flexibility. So instead of, there's some words here that they want us to stay away from. Sorry about Katie barking. Hold on one second. All right. So my JP income paid for my child's education. Obviously, they don't want us to say that. Helped pay for my child's education. So even if that is true, they just want us to stay away from those absolutes. And here's the income claim disclaimer. It's not for everybody, but anybody can do it. The harder and smarter you work, the more you can earn. Okay. So again, it's just not, it's like under promising and over delivering, which we've always been about. And some companies are about over promising and under delivering. And you probably have known some of those companies. So again, this is me, you guys. I've always said residual income. So this is a place where I'm going to have to tweak it. This implies that you get paid forever. Now, in our business, we do create, I don't know, I'm going to have to come up with a better word than residual, but this supplemental income, I don't know, it just doesn't land that well with me, but I'm sure there are some things that we can come up with that can imply supplemental income, part-time income, or additional stream of income, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask about that as well. Okay, realize unlimited income. That just, the definition just kind of says instant millionaire, and obviously they don't want us to say that. No glass ceiling, another thing I've always said. I guess that implies that you can make a lot of money. Quit your day job. Of course, I don't know whoever says that. We never promised that we're going to be an instant millionaire. And I just feel like most people understand this, but I don't know. I guess there are a few people out there that are very gullible and they would take this the wrong way. And then if they didn't make money, they would complain and they quit your job, which I would never encourage anybody to do. Okay, so we could say job flexibility, freedom, again, they want us to use the word flexibility, so you can set your own hours. And I've always used this because I do work, even though, like, if I'll go out of town, I can just design my life around my work instead of my work around my life. Okay, so the flexibility is a great way to say that. Retire your spouse. You can say create a better life or have more job flexibility for my spouse and I. Vacation, travel, luxury automobiles, portraying a lifestyle as a member of the rich and famous. I don't know who's ever done that. I think that in times we've said, you know, hey, this has given us opportunity to say yes more often. And those words are really great. And as a matter of fact, that is Christine Abrils' team name, Say Yes More Often. So we are very, very familiar with that term. So when in doubt, the team is here, you know, here to help us. But I'm going to stop this right now and just kind of come back to you guys and just say, you know, and let's just talk about it. Are there questions? You guys, did things come to mind that you were like, yeah, this feels good, this doesn't feel good? I'd love to open it up to you guys.
Well, for me, I think it's hard because these are all like, well, a lot of them are words that I kind of like built my whole vocabulary of sharing Juice Plus around. So it's just going to be like unlearning a lot. And sorry, my cat is going just as crazy as your dog, Carrie. But yeah, I think it's just going to be like unlearning a lot and being more conscious of how I'm wording things, I guess. But I don't know, like what you said, like things like residual income, like, and there was one other that I think it was like time freedom, like those types of things. I think that what they're saying that it implies seems a little dramatic to me, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But I guess you just have to be conscious of like the gullible people out there that might take that and assume on their own. So
Yeah. I kind of agree. And here's the thing. I think, you know, first of all, we can learn new words. We're like very capable of learning new words. But I will tell you, like, even when the company went from children's health study to the healthy starts for families, I still struggle with that, right? I still struggle with that. So, you know, we'll get better. Will we be perfect at first? Probably not. What's most important, I think, is when you're writing on social media, right? Or even if you're talking, I never have really been one to be scripted in my story or anything like that. But for a while, I just am probably going to rewrite my story, just write it out. And I might be a little scripted for just a little while because I just want to make sure I get this right. And here's the thing, Amber, that maybe you're feeling that I've been feeling, and I think this might be true for all of us. So here's the hard thing right now. Our brains have been through a lot of change lately. And this might feel like one more kind of restriction to our brain. And it might not be selling well because our brains can only handle so much change at a time and so much like restriction. And it might feel a little like that to you because it did to me. And so my personality is a little rebellious at nature. And so I want to be like a little bit annoyed at this from the beginning. And I know I'm recording this, so sorry for everybody on my team that, you know, but let's just be real. I'm just being real, okay? But when I step back, oh my gosh, Kate, I'm literally gonna just blah. Okay, when I step back and I realize that this is for our good, and I step back and process it and why it's important is because this is not my favorite call to do with you guys. And it's definitely not the probably most exciting, inspiring call for us to listen to. But I want to protect all of us, and so does the company. And so if that is true, and I'm going to tell you, well, hold on, you guys discuss for a half a second. I'll be right back.
No, I think what she's saying makes a lot of sense. Like there has been a lot of just like filtering ourselves lately and trying to be like, you know, as careful as we can with everything that we're saying and doing. So I think she might be right. That might be where some of my like, I don't know, resistance is coming towards. But you're right. Like when you sit back and you're reflecting, you're like, okay, but I want to do right by this company that I believe in, and I want to make sure that anybody I'm inviting into this, I'm doing it in an authentic way that will set them up for success, not failure. So it makes sense.
Yeah. And that, you know, I really have always tried to coach my team to say, like when people say, well, I just never take antibiotics anymore, or I did it. And I'm like, okay, be careful when you're saying things like that, because the minute your customer gets an infection and has to go on an antibiotic, you just set them up for a little bit of failure, right?
Or like the opportunity to not believe in it anymore.
Right. Yeah. Juice Plus, here's the thing. The body is the miracle. The body is the miracle, not Juice Plus. Juice Plus is a really cool way to add nutrition into your body, which then your body can utilize to do the things. Okay, Courtney, thanks. To do the things that it needs to do to function optimally, right? So the body is the really, you know, miracle of you know, how it can adapt. But if we give it what it needs, then it has a better chance of performing better, right? Okay, so I am going to stop the recording. So the last thing I want to say for those of you that are watching the recording, and then you and if you guys want to stay on the call and talk about your story, I will with you guys. Practice your story, and anything written by the company in written materials is like the best thing to utilize, right? And then remember, your story can be powerful even though we don't use absolute words. It still can be powerful and effective. Okay, and we can practice that together, and I can help you, and we can help each other to rewrite and just to tweak. It's not like you're going to change your whole entire story. It's just a few little tweaks. So let's have some. I know our brains have had a lot of adjustments and flexibilities lately, but we can do this. We can do this together, right? And we can do this for the good of everyone. And I'm here to help. So reach out to me. And I'm certainly willing to help anybody that wants a little help and retweaking. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording.